Hello and welcome to the HEALcast. My name's Bobby and I'm joined by my awesome co-host Morgan. Morgan, say hi.
Hello.
And we are joined by, unfortunately, I guess, joined by our leaving seniors from Heal Exec. Not unfortunate that we're joined by you, but like unfortunate that you're leaving.
Just
Maybe
talking itself
unfortunate,
into
you
a
know.
wall.
I keep digging, just
Huge sad.
right.
I'm gonna
So
cry.
we're going to go ahead and just reintroduce you guys. If they seem familiar, it's because all three of them are now tied for the record for most podcast appearances. So maybe you'll see them when we get a Grammy for this, probably later this year, since this podcast is definitely taking off, evidently. So, uh, on my screen, it's Maggie, Carson, Sabrina. So if you guys want to give the quick elevator pitch about who you are, go.
And can you add potential future plans, like where you're going post grad?
Ooh, wow,
Whoa.
I wasn't even there yet, but okay. Morgan's asking the
Okay,
heavy
we can
questions.
warm up to it if we want.
No, it's okay. I'll just like jump into it. It's fine.
Okay.
Don't start crying yet.
So I'm Maggie. Wow, I am your president for about a week longer. We started transitioning Andrew. Super exciting. But that's me. I've been in Heal for 5 years now. Whoa. Um, I started as a general member, then as Thon Weekend, FR with Carson, and now president. So that's that. Hopefully, in about a week and a half, I'll graduate with my undergrad in special ed and my master's in curriculum instruction with a focus in reading specialties. So that's that. And I have no future plans because teaching jobs don't really open up until the beginning of May. So I'm kind of getting really nervous because all of my other friends have jobs and plans for after graduation. But probably going to head back towards the Philly area and hopefully have my own classroom. So super exciting stuff.
You don't want to come back for round six?
Oh, see, it's been great, but no.
That's fine.
I'll come back for Thon and I'll, if there's football, maybe come back for a game, but I need a break from school. So
Retweet. All right, Carson, let's hear it, buddy.
Didn't see you guys there.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah?
Haven't seen
Uh,
before.
I think you've used that every time you've been on the podcast.
okay. Let's see. I'm Carson, a senior. I was on FR chair for 2 years, and then before that, I was on weekend. Um, let's see what else. Graduating plans. Okay, so I deferred my graduation until the summer, so I'm technically still a student to finish my thesis. But at the end of the summer, I'm moving to Pittsburgh um, with Renee. She's going to Duquesne, so I'm going with her, and I'm gonna try and find a job at a film museum. So,
Are there film museums in Pittsburgh?
so like there are museums with like a film department,
Okay.
which is where I want to learn the business of museums and curation, because that's where
Cool.
I think I want to go.
I
Very
like it. Yeah, as I say, as a Pittsburgh native, I did not know there was a film museum, but that's because there probably isn't. But there are a lot of super cool museums in Pittsburgh. So you have ample options available to you, and that's good. You'll be out by me, so we can still hang out. I don't have to say goodbye quite yet.
It's never goodbye.
Uh,
I
It's
really
goodbye
hope-
forever. They're actually just gone. They cease to exist. Um,
I
all
think
right.
we've said this before. We're all gonna eventually go to each other's weddings.
No, no.
Yes.
Wait. You think I'm getting married? Please.
If you
My-
choose to get married, we're going to each other's weddings.
Bet.
yeah, it's actually just a giant Heal party. This is my wedding will be the stand-in for my senior formal that I never got to have. So you're all invited.
It'll be like prom.
She'll just happen to be in a white dress.
Yeah, no biggie. It's fine. No one else can wear white either.
Can
That's
I
the
wear-
only
Yeah,
stipulation.
Bobby and I will show up in white
Just
dresses.
do it after Labor
Okay.
Day, and you don't have to worry about it.
Okay, vibes. Cool.
All right.
Sabrina, go ahead.
I'm Sabrina. I am the other family relations chair this year for yeah, only about another week. And then Morgan, you're stepping in. Super excited for you. But so I've been in Heal for 4 years. I was on admin. I was admin chair. Then I was in alt funds chair. Now FR. I will be graduating with a dual degree in biomedical and mechanical engineering. And plans after graduation, I got a job in Baltimore. So I'll be working for BG&E, which is a utility company. I'm super excited to kind of learn the area and just experience something new. I'm not too far from home, so I'll always be around, and I'm not too far from Penn State either. But little note, if you are in the listening and live in the Baltimore area and your lights go out, I don't do that. Don't call me up.
Yeah, little note. If Dash passes, I don't do that either. So don't call me up.
Yeah, well, Bobby has a small announcement too, Bobby, if you want to go ahead and make your announcement as well. Everyone's had a big week
Oh,
coming close to graduation and big news, and I'm just here to celebrate it.
you do great things too. But
Yeah.
yeah, next Dawn 2022, I was selected to be a tech captain. So that'll be a thing I'm doing, and it'll be fun, and I'm excited for it because I'm a nerd, and so are 23 other people that I'm hanging out with. So
Woo,
I think there's
code.
24 of us.
We
Yeah, we
actually
had
know
to-
another one of them.
Yeah, that's true. And Connor is also going to be a tech captain with me, which is super exciting. He's working on dawn.org, so we're on separate teams. I'm doing special projects, so I am a developer on Not Think, Not Dash. Literally anything else that's Dawn is me. So that's like Post, which is the website no one knows about, but Merch uses it to do sales for Dawn Store. And then the quizzes for like Dash, the passes, when you have to like go in and take all the quizzes. That's also me and my two awesome teammates. So
You also just called Connor a nerd.
Connor is a huge nerd. What do you? Yes, like he actually does listen to these because he's hosted. So he will send me a text later defending his honor, but that's fine. He knows
Heal
he's a
really
nerd.
just turns out one nerd after another.
It really does. We are such dorks in here. It's great though.
If he listens, I just want to shout out he's really bad at chess.
True.
Connor Baxter Matthews is really bad at chess.
Is he
Yeah.
actually bad? I thought he was good.
No,
No, he's
He's
not.
so
he's good.
good.
He's literally
Throwing
insane.
some mad shade.
Right.
I'm one up on him. I'm
Is
one up
David
on him.
good
Really?
too?
I've never played David.
I've never played chess.
Connor's turned me into an official gamer because he had me get a Discord so I could play
Yes!
chess with him the other day.
Yes. One
And
of
I
us.
used to be my friend on Discord too, except that I don't use it ever. So.
One of us.
Can you be friends with someone on Discord?
Yes.
Okay,
That's how. So
interesting.
I always bully Connor for the music he listens to, because I'll just Discord links to your Spotify, if you turn that on, so people can see what you're listening to, and then it has like listen along, like listen party settings and stuff for it, so you can listen to the same music while you game. But I'll just like open Discord at like 10 a.m. because it turns on with my computer, and I'll see Connor sitting there listening to like
His jazz
classical,
music?
like no, he'll be
Oh.
listening to like Ludwig's freaking Beethoven Ninth Symphony in B flat minor, and I'll just like send him a thing. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, do you not listen to this? And it's just
JPEG Mafia, 100 gex.
100 gex is awful, and I will stand by that. He had us listen to. He was like, you guys are gonna love this. And he put it on, and it literally sounded like Alvin and the Chipmunks trying to do techno beats. Like it was bad. It was really bad.
This just turned into a roast session for Connor.
Nah, it's fine. He'll be okay.
We're
Connor, we
probably
love you.
all texts. I have gotten texts from Connor post listening to podcasts in response to.
I always get texts.
Yeah. But anyway, moving on back to our graduating seniors. So as we kind of like reflect on, I guess, the year and your time in Heal, This is going to be a two-part question. We can start with the first one, and it might be challenging, and then we can do the second one, and it will also be challenging, but it's good. So my first question is favorite memory from this year. You can think about it, and then my second question would be favorite overall HEAL memory since you've been involved in the org, and you can take as much time as you need to answer it, but please don't take a lot of time to think because apparently I am the fresh princess of dead air. So we're gonna have to continue a conversation while we all
I
talk.
got you. It's
That was
fine.
a direct at Carson.
Bro, that's a loaded question.
I have one.
Question.
Okay,
Go
go,
ahead.
Carson.
My favorite memory is going to be maybe when we film this thing with the families. I'm preemptively hoping that's going to be my favorite memory.
So
That's
either
good.
you've had an awful experience in HEAL, or you're just putting a lot of weight on this.
The answer is yes to both questions.
I'll come up with an actual one, but I was just kind of stalling to give
Okay, so
them
we'll
time
tell
to
the
think.
story. We'll tell a story about the video while you guys think. So for anyone listening who doesn't know yet, including our families, we have to contact them about this, that we're hoping to recreate videos or create videos kind of honoring their journey with the Four Diamonds and with HEAL, and to kind of ask them a few questions about their experience and their journey, and to kind of just work through all of that in a video. So we're doing that hopefully in May, and that's all we can tell you now. So stay tuned for more. It's a secret project.
Good thing they don't listen to this.
Yes, exactly. Okay, does anyone have a story now?
I have a favorite memory from this year. Well, it's kind of like a whole. It's Thon weekend basically, but I think especially with this year, it just so much went into it, and I speak for myself, but I also think I speak for like everyone on exec and probably within the Oregon Thon as a whole, that leading up to Thon this year was like the most stressful time in the entire world. And like I know personally, I was just re-entering like in-person teaching, and I was writing my master's thesis, and like all this stuff was going on, and it was so ridiculously stressful, but it was so rewarding, not only to see that like we could literally run our own Thon and put together something that was like so special and so like tailored to our dancers, but also the alumni were freaking amazing, like coming together to donate money, to reach out, write letters, all that stuff to our dancers to make sure that they also got a great experience. And then on top of that, Sabrina, Bobby, and I were lucky enough that we got to go see the Tuckies and then bring Becca back. And Carson ruined this prize, but it's okay because it was still well worth it. And it was just rewarding overall. But I think that was probably like collectively that weekend was my favorite memory. And I feel like that's kind of a cop out because yeah, it's Thon weekend, but like it was extra special this year. So that was this year's memory.
You can't say I ruined the surprise if I just guessed it right.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
I had
then
no
we,
idea.
like,
right.
And
You
then I
didn't
said,
just
don't
guess it.
say anything. And you're like, Jared, guess what? Carmen, guess what? Nora,
It was my
guess what?
prediction. I
Well,
didn't know it was true.
But
I'm
when I
just
said,
happy we got
Carson,
one
don't
reaction.
say anything. What do you think?
Was I
meant,
the only one that didn't hear this?
You were the only
Yes.
one. Your
I did not
reaction
come to
was
you, Morgan.
gold.
You're also the only one, yeah, that actually like had a reaction because you didn't know. So you turned around and you're like,
How
But
did
that's
they
the thing.
all-
I
hug
didn't
her?
know. I didn't know.
That was the best part. She looks at me and goes, "Can I hug her?"
yes.
I was like, I don't know what the rules are. I don't know what to do. Wait, so you're telling me that everyone knew when, like, before she walked in the room that she was coming?
Only because Carson told them.
But how
Yes.
long
But
did they know?
no one actually knew. No one actually for sure knew that. People didn't believe me. They were like, "No way. Yeah, right."
How long did they know for?
when I got there, Carson was like, this is sus.
Interesting.
am sus.
When you got there, I'm pretty sure I was like changing my socks or changed
You
outfit
were.
or something. And you came back and I was like, how was it? You're like, it was so sad leaving. And I was like, oh, I wish they could be here, and thought nothing of it. And then when she got there, I was like talking to the Zoom screen. No one could probably hear me. I didn't know anyone didn't understand what we were saying, but I was just staring into the Zoom screen talking to myself apparently, and then turned around and Becca was there. So
No vibe.
it was good.
But also, that is my favorite memory thon for sure. 100%.
Oh, okay. So we're just gonna piggyback right off Maggie. It's fine.
It's fine.
I'm gonna
Yeah, I
continue
forgot.
piggybacking off of Maggie because
Uh-huh.
one of my favorite memories was being able to surprise the dancers with
I hope someone's watching this on YouTube. This is well worth the watch on YouTube.
This video is
is.
actually worth watching.
But yeah, one of my favorite memories from this year was surprising the dancers with Becca, but also just you gotta choose Thon weekend this year. It was just such a rare situation, but it was just so incredible how we all were able to come together and produce our own Thon, like Maggie had said. And I think one of the coolest things was most of the time when you're at Thon in the BJC, you're really only visiting with the dancers, if you're lucky, max of maybe like 3 hours, if you can get down on the floor 3 times. But we were fortunate enough to be able to be with them for, gosh, I think my shifts totaled up to around like 17 hours. And that's time directly with them that you're there, able to help them, able to support them. And then just being able to be with them at the end when everything culminated and we saw the totals. And anybody who knows me knows that I'm the most emotional thing and I cry like a baby at Final Four. And just being able to be with the dancers and with Becca and have all of our alumni and the Hesses on Zoom and Kate, it was really just incredible. And I think it was the most personal experience Heal will ever have. Hopefully, because hopefully we will get back in the BJC. But I really think this year was a true treasure.
Yeah, I was also with the dancers for about probably 46 hours total.
Too.
But no, but going off of that, it was like I don't know. I genuinely don't know if I would have wanted, like, if I would have preferred it in the BJC. I mean, I didn't experience that, but like everything was tailored to us. Like it was so personal. So, I mean, it was just props to the exec board and the rest of, and the alumni and all of the other just general members, like just showing up. It was nice.
It took an
Yeah.
army for sure, but it got
Yeah.
done. That's what matters.
And only 2 Chick-fil-A orders got lost in the process.
Honestly,
That's not you guys' fault. It's the joke.
surprising that they only screwed up those
I know,
two.
that's what I'm saying. If that was
Fair.
the worst event of the weekend, then we really can't complain.
They're busy enough, like as is, and we definitely just rolled up and were like, "Yeah, we'll take $100 worth of food, please." And they were like, "All right, yo, wait, you're in the drive-through right now. It's gonna take a little longer for you to drive up here, right? That it should, because it's kind of a lot of sandwiches that didn't get put in our bag, so it's fine."
The disappointment
said
in
my
Carson. The disappointment in Carson and Jared's eyes when I had to tell them that they didn't have it, I pierced right through my heart. I felt so bad.
I felt bad too, because that meant I didn't get to eat. I had to give them my food.
I also did.
I was like, "Oh, great! Now I get to eat a sandwich that I make." It was fine. It was all right.
And you guys got the worst thing you can get from Chick-fil-A too.
I got the most ideal meal to have when you were on the thon clock. You cannot
The
tell me that
grilled
grilled
chicken.
nuggets were not the play. You don't need all the extra fat. The grilled nuggets are good for you. You need to just take care of yourself, go with something easy on your
Whoa.
system.
Whoa, says the man who was like shotgunning Red Bulls in the shower.
Listen. All right.
Peak health.
We also what? How many times did we get McDonald's that weekend? Like 2 or 3?
But
all you One need is, night, like, we were
healthy
like,
food, low fat.
Let's open McDonald's. Let's go.
That honestly, that's probably my favorite weekend from the favorite memory from the weekend. That was hard to say. Okay. Favorite memory from the weekend was that like first shift change at midnight or like 1 a.m. Saturday morning, like Friday night, and we got McDonald's, and then we all just sat together and ate it. And that's kind of like when it set in that I was like, wait, everything's like still going on. Like, we're doing this right now. Like, it's actually working. 5 of us are not there, and nothing has caught on fire yet. This is awesome.
It was a
And then I
vibe.
went home and stayed up for 3 hours making videos and recording stuff. And then we went to the Tuckies at like 6 a.m.
Early.
in the Hesses.
Early.
Yeah, it was so early.
That
Took a-
drive hit hard in the morning.
3-hour nap, and then I was like, can't sleep in the car. I don't want to do that. And I probably fell asleep and don't remember, but
Meanwhile, we were playing Wikipedia games and eating burrito bowls back at Carson's High.
Vibes.
hey,
Yeah.
it's a vibe.
All right. You didn't all escape the second question. Bobby, go ahead.
I have another question, but I forgot about the second question, so you can go
No,
ahead.
say it. You can say your question. We
Well,
can
no, the second question they have is relevant. Mine's not, so.
overall best favorite memory, and it can't be the one that you just said, even if like then it has to be your second favorite if that was your absolute favorite. But like think back to like your freshman, sophomore, senior year.
Okay, I have
Junior year.
3.
You
That
guys
was-
have it easy. Maggie and Sabrina have it real easy.
Yeah, I
There's
can't
there's a
really.
big event that
avoid
kind of
that one.
happened, right? Like,
I'll think of another. Maggie's like, what are
Maggie's
you
face?
talking
Maggie's like,
about?
what?
Maggie, what did we do last year?
What were you
for
doing last
46 hours straight?
Like,
Can't recall what is
Maggie's like, okay, I got 4 now instead of 3.
Okay. No, okay. I can do this really quick. I'll do like power replay. I'll start from the beginning. Well, I guess it's kind of like 2, but my very first and second HEAL meetings. The first HEAL meeting ever, I came with Ethan and spoke to like no one except for Nick Camusi, who spoke to me, and I was like terrified. Shout out Nick Camusi. Love you. Hope you're doing well. But we played what's the blanket game where you like get on either side and you drop the blanket and you have to like scream the other person's name.
I hate
And I knew absolutely no one. And so when it was my turn, everyone was like super excited. Like Illy and those kids, they were like, oh my God, we're going to get this. We're going to get this. Because when they dropped the blanket, it was Jess Bree, who was also new. It was her first meeting and neither of us knew each other's names. So everyone's like screaming. Yeah, we didn't know each other's names. And then I was like, I'm Maggie. And she's like, I'm Jess Bree. And I was like, oh, hey. And then hope she's doing well too. I think she's actually here for her 5th year as well. So hope you're graduating and doing well. But that was so funny. Everyone was like, this is great. And then the next meeting I came to, Ilya was like, oh my gosh, hey Maggie. And Charlie was like, Maggie, I'm so happy you're back. EFOS too. Like everyone remembered my name and I was like, this is the greatest thing in the entire world. And yeah, I loved HEAL ever since. So that was great. My second one has to be finding out when we got a second family, because we put, Carson knows, so much work into that application and it was just so super awesome. And what was also really, really cool about it was how incredibly supportive the Tuckies were throughout the entire process, like so ridiculously supportive. And then when they found out, like they were just as excited as we were. So that was really rewarding. And it was super cool to be able to tell the org that we got paired and how ridiculously like lucky we are to be paired with the Hesses. Kimberly is fantastic. And we are so thankful that she has been able to live her life and she's like far removed from our cancer journey, which is super cool. And now we get to be a part of Caroline's and Hannah's and everything as well. So that was awesome. And then kind of on top of that, I guess just overall dancing in Thon Weekend was super cool. But I had an absolute blast with Becca and Caroline on the floor in the very beginning hours. Everyone kind of knows the story, but like Caroline had all the lays and Becca was just vibing and we were all just dancing. It was really fun. And it was really, really cool to see at that point in time how much Becca had grown because she was 4 years older at that point than when I'd first met her. So she was kind of taking on that like older, like mentor, like, oh my gosh, I get to play with the little kids at Thon now role. And that was just really, really fun to see. So I think that being paired with the Hesses and getting to introduce like Kimberly and Caroline to Becca was such a benefit to our org, and just a benefit to Becca too, and how she sees herself as she continues to grow up. So yeah.
Awesome. And I have 2 takeaways from that. As awesome as everything you just said is that the only 2 good things to come out of everything being on Zoom is 1, we don't play the blanket game anymore, and 2,
True.
we don't play the orange game where you stick it underneath your chin and you're like trying to get under. If anyone's listening and knows what we're talking about, you know that Zoom
Or tennis
has
ball
been
or whatever.
best thing for that. So those
Those
are
are
my
dead.
2
They're never getting played again.
I'm with you, Morgan.
Are you
Ever.
kidding me? First thing
I
to
can
come
handle
back.
the blanket, not the
Blanket
orange.
game might, but the orange,
No.
no.
Absolutely
The orange
not.
is gone.
Orange first
I
thing
feel
back.
like even the blanket game is uncomfortable because people feel bad when they're like, like new or something and they don't know everyone's name. Like you feel bad.
But then it forces everyone else to learn
Yeah.
their name. That's the point of the blanket game. It's so that when everyone feels awkward for the 5 seconds that they don't know their names and then they introduce themselves, you remember because it was awkward.
Yeah, it's like a
guess.
hazing thing.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
No.
That is, It is
No.
definitely not hazing.
Cut that.
You just drop a
Absolutely not.
blanket. You just drop a
I'm
blanket.
joking.
And
I'm
yeah,
joking.
no, obviously he's joking, but you just hold up a blanket, and then there's 2 people on each side, and then when you drop, it's literally just like a curtain, and then you have
Yeah.
to say the other person's name before they say your name, and if you don't know, then you just introduce yourself, and then you move on. It's
And
I
the,
think
the
moral of the story is that the orange game is the worst use of an orange you could
Well,
ever use.
I was gonna explain the orange game here.
Go
So
for it.
you have like 2 lines, 2 teams, and you get in a line, and you have an orange. The first person in line puts the orange under their chin, like in their neck, and the other person has to come in and grab it in the same place in their neck, and it's just so awkward.
you have to pass an orange down a line using nothing but your neck. That's the orange game, and it
Well,
sucks.
You're not supposed to use your hands. Sometimes it gets like dropped, so then you.
Sometimes the orange gets yeeted like across the room, and then you're like, "Wow, we finished, we won, yay!" And let's shelf this for next year.
Yeah.
The worst part is if you forget the strategy and you don't line up in height order.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
Gotta
makes
pass it
even
down.
more awkward.
yeah.
This game is just not
You
ideal.
can't tell me you don't miss watching people do that though.
I hate the orange game.
Watching someone do it is one thing. Having to do
Wait,
it.
that's true. I can just. Yeah, we're doing the orange game.
Yeah, right?
I just get to watch.
You're gonna outreach and
I'm outreach. I just get to watch next year. I don't have to do it.
No, you have to do it.
Now I get why they do the orange game. It's just the light just turned on. My little lizard brain finally figured something out for once.
That hamster started running 2 times
Yeah,
speed.
he hasn't been fed in a couple weeks, so it's
Your
been
2
getting real
dinners
slow.
really got him
I
going
did eat
tonight.
dinner twice tonight, so he needed some good hamster chow, and I got it for him.
All right, Carson, go ahead. You're looking
Ooh.
very impatient, sir.
Oh yeah, I was just trying to think. I have like 3 things that I'll run through really
3
quickly.
assignments due tonight at midnight, or 3 things to say?
I mean, the
have
answer's
2
yes to
assignments.
both.
2 assignments due at midnight. It is currently 9:54 p.m. But so the first, I don't know. I'd have to say Dancing and Thon was number 1, probably because it was so fun. But number 2, probably these are all tied for second. But being on stage with the Tuckies when they spoke at Thon, that was amazing. And like I remember texting with Ethan and like finding out that they like wanted me to Kate wanted me to come up on the stage with them. That was like I was just speechless. Yeah, I was speechless. I didn't know what to say. I said thank you. But
yeah, that's a pretty good thing to say, I think.
Good choice.
and then when, like Maggie said, when Ethan kind of came to the FR chairs last year and said, like, I think Heal's ready to take on another family, support another family. Like doing that application, yes, it was hard, but it was so worth it in the end. Like finding out about, I still remember when we went to our meeting with our liaison, and she like told us about the family. Like I still remember it was like 2nd floor of the hub, I think, or 3rd floor. or something, and we like found out all about the family.
I still remember, but I don't really remember.
No, I remember the group me message because I thought we were in trouble, like we missed like a bi-weekly or something, because she was like, I need to talk to you guys. And then she was like, you got paired. And I was like, oh my God. Sorry.
And then at Thon last year, when I had a water gun fight with Caroline, that was pretty fun. There's some pretty good pictures of that too. So those are my like 4 encompassing favorite memories.
You were an absolute terror with the water gun at Thon last year. It was so obnoxious. We couldn't turn around.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
like, the one escape I got from you was like when I went down to the floor, and then Becca was like, "Let's shoot Carson with a water gun." I was like, "We can't start this. Like, I have to go back up there with him, and I'm gonna lose."
I hold a grudge.
Yeah,
I'm
you did.
unrelenting.
I probably had to switch shirts like 3 times just because of you. Like, they were just drenched.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
I was
thanks.
cooling you down.
Yeah, I was like, all right, well, let's just dry this out for 6 hours. They're on the next one. All right, Sabrina, let's hear it.
Oh, well, top has to be dancing-a-thon as well. I'll get to that in a minute, but I'm going to go in a row, bang, bang, starting sophomore year. So my favorite memory from that probably was finding out that we got 2 extra dancers from break fundraising, just because I absolutely loved ribboning so much, and I miss it to this day. But I just remember, like, over break, any chance I could get, I was like going out to either like Manhattan Bagel or Dunkin' Donuts or somewhere, and it didn't even matter if it was freezing cold. I have a picture of me and Brandon in my heavy Penn State blanket wrapped around me with my little like ear warmer Penn State ears outside of Walmart, I think. And just to see everything that we did help the org out to get 2 extra dancers, it was awesome. And then junior year, probably okay, well, I guess both are from junior year with Don and this one, but I would probably have to say the escape room. Shout out Shannon, I miss you so much, and I hope you're doing well out in Chicago. But I gotta give Shannon credit because she really like was the mind behind it all. Like, she put it all together and planned it. I just kind of like helped her brainstorm and then came in to help set it up. But really, just sitting there watching everybody do it, it was so cool, but it was also absolutely hilarious. Like, you guys didn't get the perspective that we did. It was so funny because we only really had one team that completed it, and we were like all silently rooting for you guys in our heads too. And anytime we saw somebody get close, Shannon and I would just look at each other and be like, "Ooh, ooh, did they get it? Did they get it?" But that was
We
really,
never got
really
it.
cool. No, you did not.
My
I'm
group
sorry,
was so
honey.
bad. It was
I
me,
killed.
Carmen, and Morgan and Carmen's other roommate, Lexi. And
I was not here. I don't remember where I was.
no, man,
I think I was on my committee retreat that weekend.
I don't even think we got halfway. We were so bad. We spent 30 minutes just searching for the first clue. It was like so long that Shannon was like, "Hey guys, maybe do this." Like, it was really bad.
All I remember is I killed that movie, the movie section.
You
That was
did.
just all me.
Yeah.
That was a very
remember that
Carson
one.
tailored
The only thing I contributed.
More than I did.
Your group came close, Carson. I think you guys were like the closest to finishing without actually finishing.
What
I
a what a
don't really
title.
remember my group.
We have to bring back that and Amazing Race. That was so fun.
Amazing Race was also fun. I really liked that one. That one, I felt bad because we didn't realize how far we spread everything out, and we like killed you guys.
It was hot
Oh.
too. We were like sweating.
It was like 80 degrees.
Oh, piece of advice for the future: keep stuff close together. Future alt funds / outreach / whoever wants to do it. Chairs, please.
I think did Thumb Weekend do it last year? I don't even remember. But yeah, whoever does it next year.
Oh yeah, because Shannon was on weekend.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It doesn't matter.
Shannon just did
Whoever does-
everything. Shannon had
true.
her
Shannon
hand in
killed
every
it.
cookie bowl. jar.
Shannon is just
Jar.
I was thinking like candy bowl and like cookie jar. Again, the hamster, it's his first meal in
It's
2
slowing
weeks.
down.
He's not really still recovering.
Oh god. But yeah, so on top of that, favorite memory overall, dancing at Thon last year. An experience like no other. I mean, Carson, Maggie have already hit the nail on the head with everything, how the weekend was. But I think one of the coolest things for me was getting to see our two families meet each other, because so we got paired with the Hesses in, I want to say late January. Is that right? And then we basically just got to introduce them to the org real quick and orient them, and then we were thrown into Thon weekend. So just being able to see the two families meet each other, interact with each other on the floor, like Maggie had mentioned, and just having everybody down there at the same time. It was awesome. It was so fun to be able to dance around with Josh, Eli, and Cora when Cash came out, and just walking with all of our family members during the Final Four, and just like waiting with them in line. It was really, really special, and we're just so lucky to have two incredible families, and we're so lucky that Kim is willing to stick around and have open arms with us long after her cancer journey has thankfully come to a close, but then also that Kate was so willing to be open to accepting a new family into Heal's life. So it was awesome getting to see them interact with each other.
Shout out Cash.
Gang,
Wait.
gang.
Unpopular opinion, I hated Cash, but I think it was because I needed like quiet at that point in time. I was so overwhelmed in the BJC at points. Like, I honestly think that part of me would have liked dancing not in the BJC, but yeah, like I hung out with, because Josh and Eli were there from like their wrestling and everything, so I was like, oh my god, I'm obviously gonna hang out, but I was like, this is not what I need right now. It was so loud.
Yeah, that's I mean I got to control the music my whole Thon
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah.
Like there's some
we
points
had a
where
playlist and stuff, and if anyone wanted a song, you can just play it.
yeah.
Yeah. We couldn't turn down Cash's volume, and we also couldn't turn down Brett's volume from standing next to us screaming and
Yeah,
raging
exactly.
along.
Like, oh my gosh.
God bless the kid. He has
Yes.
more energy than every single person in that center combined, but
He's
man.
also Penn State's greatest lawnmower, so
Oh yeah.
real ones will know. All right, so great segue. I have one quick question. Might not be quick, but then we'll wrap. So we'll do
How
like
is that it? Oh my goodness.
the wrapping
Yeah.
process, I guess. I digress. Favorite word. What has changed in the past however long in Thon and in Heel? I can think of like one or two things myself that I've seen. But
What
I'm just
happened
curious.
here,
Yeah,
Bobby?
well, but the reality gave me about me. I'm just curious, like what I don't know. How was the culture when you joined versus how is it now? You know, like do what you want with it.
I don't know if you're asking for like literal things, like yeah, canning's gone.
That
But,
was the one like literal thing I was thinking, but like yeah.
If you haven't noticed, we were virtual this past year.
yeah, that
I
was a big
actually had
one.
no idea. Wait, what? How did I miss that?
Usually the main change is that we don't play the orange game anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
actually, and you know what?
but-
Heel has gone downhill since then. So
True. Hey, I mean, it must be correlation is causation.
yeah.
Morgan, this one's for you. Freshman year we didn't have roots, and now sold out
Oh.
roots in half a day. So
It's true.
Without roots in half a day.
That's
true. We didn't have roots. We also didn't have get your pizza and a snap. We also never had snow
no
days.
days back to
Back
back.
to back.
Um,
I feel like
And
we were
they
all
put
too
a
funny.
goodbye. What's up, Office 365?
Rip
honestly,
the
yeah,
diner.
let's just
Dream
run through every
forward.
single line
Dream
dance, and we
forward.
should be able to answer.
Yeah. So if you really want to know the answer to that question, just go look at the line dance. Carson, yes. your
I
turn.
have something. Like in a classroom.
I know no one's gonna get it because they can't see us.
Yeah, it's funny. Watch the video this time, guys. Go on YouTube.
Yeah.
The HEALcast.
I think this is something, at least for me, it's not something that changed with Heel or Thon. It was like something that changed, like when I first joined as a freshman, it was like I really liked I looked up to a lot of people like on the executive board and older members and stuff. And like it was more about just like kind of hanging out and like having fun and like kind of learning about fun. But then as sophomore year, I got a position on exec. It got a little more serious. Like I was taking things a little more seriously, but it was still about like having fun and stuff. And then when I became the FR chair junior year, it got like really personal and really serious. But still there was still that element of fun, but it was like the meaning changed for me. And I feel like I can't speak for everyone, but I feel like that's kind of the progression that a lot of HEAL members see. It's like all about like, oh, just getting together, having fun with people in the beginning. Like this group is a small group that you can like kind of be a family with, and then it turns into like you see the bigger picture when you get older.
You
would
literally just
agree.
took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah. The only thing I would like add that I think I've seen change a little bit, which is really cool, is that kind of like Carson said, when you're younger, you look up to a lot of the older people. And obviously, if they graduate, if you want to stay connected with them, you do. And I feel like a lot of times it's a lot of personal connections, but especially this year, and even in like just as I've gone through HEAL, our alumni rock. They really do. But I think that it's become a lot more than just personal connections. It's like older alumni who are really coming back and they're still participating. And I think that them making an effort to get to know our younger general members has like a huge impact on them too. Like shout out Nick DeLuca, who was there for almost the entirety of like Sunday on and off, who never even thoned with any of our current dancers. He was a senior when I was a freshman, and I think that that's so cool. Obviously, Kim, we had Danielle on the podcast. Like, I think that we have super awesome alumni. If you're in HEAL, obviously you're awesome. So, but it was really cool to kind of see that develop too, like alumni still coming back and showing how much that HEAL and thon mean to them. So.
And when we graduate, we'll have even more awesome alumni.
Yeah. Go.
The awesomeness average will just increase
By like
until next year when
100.
Morgan and I graduate, and it just tanks off the planet because Morgan is the worst. I can't even compensate for her.
Good thing we have Carmen to
Carmen.
average it out.
No, Carmen's not graduating.
Oh, she's not? No,
Good
she won't be
point.
with you
She'll be
guys.
fifth year
Yeah,
without us.
I'll just be dragging down the average so Carmen joins.
Where are you, Carmen? Why won't you
Honestly,
graduate
where
with
is
us?
Carmen? We're debating replacing
Where
her
in the
with-
world is Carmen Sandiego? More importantly, where in the world is Carmen Veltri? Because she has been gone for like 4 months.
Yeah,
It feels like she's been gone like a week and a half.
I think I am gonna lure that bunny inside our apartment for anyone who saw my Snapchat.
Yeah,
I
and
vote yes.
replace Carmen.
Yeah, I can sleep in her bed, honestly. We tried
Sorry,
feeding-
Carmen.
New HEAL mascot.
Yeah, seriously.
Put some wings on him.
Besides the elephant that Carson's bringing in.
Yeah.
Also, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Carson just figured it out.
Carson didn't even know.
It
Carson's like,
clicked.
oh, I do know.
All right. Well, it is about that time. Time for our favorite questions. So, Morgan, you want to go ahead and start us off?
Okay, I think we're gonna change it up a little bit this week and say favorite line dance overall and favorite like line dance segment from your 4/5 years. So let's hear it.
Can we answer this too, Morgan? Because I like this.
Overall is
Okay, Bobby,
definitely.
first of all, we know what yours is, and you weren't even here for it. It wasn't actually your line dance, but you can say it, Bobby, once Maggie and Carson and Sabrina go.
I already know what Bobby's is too. But it's the correct answer is 2017 Ignite Electrify.
Yes!
So that was a bop. And anyone
Sorry,
else
headphone
is
users.
incorrect. Sorry, guys. So I got to think about my favorite segment though. So someone else can say
Ignite.
their favorite line dance.
Electrify. That was so hype. So hype. You cannot tell me that is not the most hype verse out of any line dance. I was like in the stands last year, and when they did the little like throwback to it when they said ignite, electrify. I wasn't even doing the line dance. I would just come in for that part and just scream it and then leave. I'd go back up and start doing laps. Like, oh, so hype. Makes my life.
Side note, next year, hopefully when we're in the BJC, will be the first time that they get to perform this year's line dance to like a crowd. And I'm so excited to see it in person because I feel like it was actually like a really good line dance. We just couldn't fully appreciate it without the ambiance.
I agree with
a
that.
good one at home, but like I feel like you really get the vibe when you're like in person and like everyone's screaming the lyrics.
I think the chorus had so much potential, but it was so hard to get hype to one person.
I agree.
I agree that it had potential. I think speakers up, amplify is the same ignite, electrify energy. So like that does have potential. My problem with this line dance is because you weren't in the BJC, you were not restricted to the confines of standing with the seats backs. So they got a little crafty with the movements. I think they got a little too crafty because some of us don't feed the hamster that powers their brain until, you know, he turns off, and they do deep squats and like jazz squares and like weird side steps, and I could not follow at all.
But to be fair, with us being not under the supervision of a DRCM, maybe it was strategic so that we got in a few more stretches. We were lucky that we stretched and got yelled at to drink water, but probably there were dancers who were not getting yelled at to drink water and stretch. So maybe it was genius and we just all don't realize it.
Hey, if my IQ is too small to understand the genius, then it'll be too small.
Who wants to go next?
Yeah.
Or
I think.
Did you finish? Are you good with what you said, Sabrina?
Well, I didn't say that was Maggie.
That was Maggie.
All right. Okay, I didn't see that.
What a host. No.
Go ahead, Kirsten.
That's what I'm saying. Get her off.
There's that dead air.
Hear it. I do not even want to hear it. If you keep this up, this will be your third and final time on the HEALcast.
Hello and welcome to the HEALcast. We are now accepting applications for co-hosts. Please reach out.
I'll do it
on any social media.
Okay. Let me.
I run the social media. Go ahead.
Maybe don't then.
I'm gonna be a little bit of a buzzkill here. I've honestly never been a huge fan of line dances. Like I like the part I like is listening to the lyrics. Like the first couple line dances, I don't like to dance. I like to watch the lyrics and like see what they're saying because I think that part's fun.
So you're one of those.
That was one thing that was missing from this year's though, that I wish they would have done.
Yeah.
I feel like they totally had like the outlet to do it and they didn't.
So I was told that they did do it. The video did exist, but somebody made a boo-boo and didn't upload it. How that happens, I don't know. That's just what I
Yeah, Bobby, make the wrong right. Tech captain.
Whoa. Now listen here, guys. I do not do 46 Live. That is not me. I don't even know if that's tech. To be completely honest with you, it might be public relations. So I will find that out, and I'll say, hey.
The first time next year that our pass list goes down, I will be so in the booth wherever you are, screaming at you until our pass list works again.
Well, you see, I don't do Dash, so I have no interaction.
I understand. I do not care. I will still be yelling at you.
Name's Bobby, and I don't claim anything that goes wrong with anything technological during Dawn weekend.
Wait, if Post crashes, that's my fault. If Quizzes crashes, that's my fault.
No one knows what you're talking about.
If Dawn decides that they're going to order quarter zips for all the orgs and then not give them out till 6 months later, you can yell at me. But if I don't do anything else. I don't know, man.
It's just turned into your guests attacking both of them.
I know, right? You guys are animals.
What a better way to go out, man.
Hey,
I gotta say, favorite part, one part that I always remember, and that was like, I think it was my sophomore year, I think, but it was like Tom Petty flying free. That's all. That's
Tom
like my
Petty,
favorite part.
yeah, it's because
When he
died.
passed away, yeah,
Yeah,
that really affected me, Bobby.
I think it affected a lot of people when Tom Petty died, unfortunately.
But yeah, that's my favorite part of any line dance ever.
Oh,
My
This is a
favorite
tough
part is when
one.
Tom Petty died.
Okay, wait, no. I know my favorite part. I don't remember what line dance was it when they cut the music, and nothing will ever beat the first time
you
that
stole
they
mine!
did that. Sorry, in the BJC,
2019.
and everyone was like,
Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished?
and then that was like the most fire part of any line dance ever. Sorry, Sabrina.
No, you're good. I will completely second that. So in my 4 years, I say 2019, Shape the Moment, had the best line dance. Overall, I would have to say, yeah, 2019, right? Was that the one, Break It Down, BJ's, right? That one?
Bring it back.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
2018.
No, 2018 was the Discovering Tomorrow's Wonders one. That was the boom, stomp, bring the thunder, dancing.
Looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I know my line
but
dances,
last
man.
Yeah, no.
Last year was Shape the Moment.
Last year was Journey
Mm-mm.
Together.
Journey Together.
Oh, gosh. they're all
So, best line dance of the 4 years, 2019 Shape the Moment. Best line dance overall, consolation prize to 2017. I do absolutely love it, but I have to give it to 2016. I just think that
No.
line dance is so hype. Both of them are very good, but
What is that one's chorus?
that one is
Blast Off,
Blast
BJC.
Off BJC. Can you feel the energy? That one.
Ignite.
Headphone warning.
Electrify. That's all I have to say.
Thought he was
But
gonna
my
scream.
favorite, yeah, I guess my favorite verse probably. It had to be when everything cut and they came back to it. I also
So
like
good.
the one from last year's line dance with the Colton jumps the fence one hop. I thought that was clever.
I think that one of the better parts of last year's line dance too was the like I think it goes dance monkey into the dun 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 ooh dun, with like the whatever.
Oh, yeah,
And
that's
then,
my favorite dance break. I gotta give it to that. I think that was in the vlog that Shan made and
Yeah.
Bobby.
No, that's pretty much
And
it.
like the TikTok hashtag.
I tried there.
It's a label feud.
I
And then
recorded.
the okay boomer, just one sec, can I get a vibe check? I think that was actually my favorite line dance for the things that they put in, but I think my favorite overall, and I know no one asked me, but I think my favorite overall was probably my freshman year, which was 2019.
I think that one had the hypest chorus, but I agree that last year I think the verses were the best.
They were just so on point, like the Colton jumps the fence one, like they put in so many important things. They really got it.
Colton jumping the fence was so important.
Hey, Penn State b-ball school.
Yeah.
I, unlike Carson, love a good line dance. Probably one of my favorite parts of Thon. I think I have every single one memorized. So, yeah.
Cool. All right, and then
Bobby, did you want to answer the question with
Well,
what your favorite one was? Or
we
did
already-
you?
Yeah, he answered.
Morgan.
I
did you
know, but I
forget-
couldn't get anything else to say.
Ignite. Electrify. All right, that's all I have to say. All right, you've answered this question twice before, but
Let's make it thrice.
let's make it thrice. My favorite grain. Anyways, what does thon mean to
Oh,
you?
rice. He was referring to rice.
Yeah, I got it. It wasn't giving him the satisfaction of that joke.
It was funny.
Well, no one got it, so Carson.
Carson got it.
I got it.
Oh,
He's a real one.
well, could you answer the question as to what
Oh shoot. Yeah.
put yourself on blast? Popeyes put filet on blast.
I've really got to replace Morgan.
Morgan's got to go to bed.
Yeah, this is past my bedtime, so
Let's see. Well, the past 2 times I've answered this, I have said, what is it? Thon? What does thon mean to you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the question.
Yeah. I mean, it's the families, it's the org, it's like the friends you make in the org. I'm really bad at like coming up with something like emotional and intelligent to say on the spot like this, but it's the families for me. I mean, that's why I thon. That's my answer. I might say something again after you two go, but
Okay, vibes.
Maggie, we'll let you. You've been going first all day, so we'll save you for last. Because I know you look like you need the time.
Yeah.
What is that supposed to mean?
Oh,
She had that look on
gosh.
her face that was like, "Uh-oh, stinky."
I don't think anything. I don't even remember what I said the last two times. I think the last time I somehow pieced something together that sounded actually all right. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to match up to that.
We're gonna tell you it was good regardless.
Yeah, I hate
How
to break it to you,
kind.
but
Thank
I
you.
always say it's good.
God, what does Thon mean to me? So much more now that I'm leaving. It's really kind of all sunk in. But I'm going to go off something that I learned this year. And it might not have been new information, but it's just something that was more brought in the forefront of my mind. So when we asked Kimberly and Becca to record videos for the family spotlight, that still will burn in the back of my brain because they didn't play it during Thon weekend, but it's okay. I asked them both to say, like, what does Thon mean to you? What does heal mean to you? And they both answered with the same word. They both said hope. And I think that one word perfectly sums up all of Thon, all of the efforts, whether it's efforts from orgs to connect with their families, efforts from families to connect with their orgs, efforts from committees to put on the whole weekend, efforts from all of the kids that are in treatment to just reach out and let the dancers know that they appreciate what they're doing. I think those video clips that they always put in the recaps really just speak to me, and just the hope for all those kids just to keep fighting. I could not think of a better word, and I'm just so lucky that I've been able to see the light in both Becca and Kimberly and see their hope every single day, because it's not just hope for others, it's not just hope for themselves, it's hope for others. And now that their journeys are, well, now that Kimberly's journey is completed and she's moving on to be that support for other people, and now that Becca is hopefully moving on in that direction too, just to be able to see them transition from fighting for themselves and seeing their families fight for them to now seeing them fight for other people, it's so inspirational. And to see someone that has gone through that turn around and support others and do what we're doing after enduring everything they have, it's really amazing.
wow. You
Okay, Maggie.
that was so good. You
Can I
showed me
just
up.
make a personal request that you guys just like voice splice my other two podcasts into this?
Into this one, yeah.
My hamster shuts off promptly at 10 p.m. when I go to bed every night, and it is now 10:24. My
Wait,
hamster has to deal with
break
6
the-
young children tomorrow.
I have some carrots. We got to feed it. We got a couple more minutes left to get through.
You can give
you
us
say
the one
anything?
word abridged if you'd like.
No, it's okay. I can do it. It's just not going to sound nearly as eloquent as Sabrina's did. So, I think that I think it was Sky who said it like way back when, that like Thon means to you like whatever it means to you. He probably also said it a lot more eloquently than that.
That's pretty much what he
on
said.
the podcast, yeah.
But yeah, I think that that is really, really encompassing of everything, because 5 years now obviously have gone for Heal and for our families, and they're amazing and they're inspiring, and it's been super amazing to see them grow. But I think that like I've been able to grow myself, and with that why I Thon has changed, and what Thon means to me. And I don't think that any reason why I thoned in the past was like a bad reason, but I think that Heal and our families and the whole community have really given me an opportunity to grow as a person. And I will be forever thankful for that. And I don't think that I could have done that without the support system of like best friends and just anyone in the Thon community who like anyone who's there is there for the right reasons. And we obviously, I think one of my snippets of advice to the freshmen was that our Thon families want a relationship with us just as badly as we want one with them. So obviously they're always there to support us. They're there to help us grow, which has been super, super cool. And I think that it's okay to not always know exactly your reasoning behind it, but to know that like you're in it for the right reason. I don't think that made any sense, but yeah, I think it's really cool. I think that one of the biggest things this year that COVID showed us is that we need to be flexible and that we don't always have to fit old ideas inside of like the same box, but we can expand outside of it. And I think that as long as we continue with that mindset that we're always going to do what's in the best interest of our families and of all the Thon families and the community as a whole. And yeah, I think that as long as Heal keeps on continuing on in the way that they are, that we have huge and bright things ahead of us, and that every new member will hopefully find their reason why they Thon too. So
Great. That was awesome.
Can I please redeem myself with like a couple sentences?
no.
No.
Well, I want to go back to like kind of what I said earlier. Like your reason why you Thon like evolves for sure. Like it will evolve if you stay involved in Thon. And I don't know. I just like it started as, oh, this is a group of people that I want to like hang out with. Oh, this is why they're hanging out. Oh, we're raising money. Oh, now I get to meet the families. Oh, wow. Okay, now I see why we're like really raising the money. And then your first Thon, it's like, wow, this is like something bigger than I could have even imagined. And it like just keeps getting better. It just kept getting better, and it still does. I'm sure when I become an official alumni, it'll just like I'll keep being amazed by like everything I look back and see what you guys are doing. So I don't know. Thon is just like what it means to me is it's always evolving and always getting bigger and better, even in a year like this that was so awful. So that's it.
Cool.
If I could add one thing, because something that Maggie, sorry, I'll be quick, I promise, because something that Maggie said really struck a chord with me was that in a year like this, we like all truly learned that Thon is not a place, Thon's a feeling. And I think that's something that our exec board has shown really well. And the Thon exec board in general has like kind of put in place to make us realize and everything. I think that's something that the three of us are going to take with us a lot, that it's going to make it so easy for us to stay involved once we're out of here.
Yeah, I agree. I know, Maggie, it wasn't a question for me.
I was laughing at Carson. He just did like the
Oh,
little Hunger
like,
Games
I
send
know.
off. So
I know, it wasn't my question.
no answer.
But I think that as we move on into mine and Bobby's final year, that advice that I feel like I've seen from like you guys like living it out, and that I should listen to myself, is that it's so easy to get caught up in, especially being on the executive board and everything, getting caught up in like the week to week stress of things that have to get done and little tips that you have within your friend groups and within your co-chairs and everything, and little things that feel so big in the moment. And just realizing that like as you guys are getting ready to become alumni and to graduate next week, is that when you're thinking about your Heal experience, not one of you brought up some like dumb little fight that you had, or the one time that you forgot to like make your slides, or the one time that you didn't get to go to some like little thing. It's like the moments that you work towards, and like realizing that like at the end of the day, like it's the whole picture that you guys are all reflecting on, and it's not like necessarily like the small things that we get so caught up in, especially as college students. And I think it's like so neat, because I feel like as you guys are getting ready to leave, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we're gonna be like the big kids in Heal now, is like trying to gather as much advice without having to ask you guys for it, and like trying to live the way that you guys have, to like be the best example that we can be for Heal moving forward, and just seeing that like each of you, as you have grown in the 3 years that I've known you, have grown to like be better and better at like noticing and trying to stay true to like the main picture. And that's definitely something that, like, while you guys never directly gave the advice, I'm sure if I asked, it would be your advice. But just trying to like notice what you guys have been doing is realizing that like it's the moments that we work towards, not like the little things that we get caught up in. And yeah, so I guess my thing is that I've been like watching you guys, trying to figure out how I can like live it out next year and try to be the best example, and try to be like the examples that you guys have been for me, as I become an example for other people, or if I already have been, and trying to just prepare for that. And Bobby, if you have anything to say, you can add too.
Well, I'm ready to take us home, finish us out.
All right. Does anyone have any final things that they want to say before we sign you out and we invite Maggie and Sabrina back, and Carson never gets invited back ever again?
True.
I was just gonna
Okay,
say
ex-host.
huge shout out to you, Morgan, and you, Bobby, for putting this together this year and running it. It's a lot more work than I think people realize, and it was very much appreciated. I mean, at least from my perspective, because I use it when I drive in the mornings to school. But I think that there are alumni who listen to this and they really appreciate it. And I know that there are other people too who really enjoy it. And I think that it's a great thing to have in your like back pocket. And you guys have put a lot of work into it. And I just want to say thank you and keep up the great work. You guys are already role models. You're my role models as well. So you guys
Yeah,
rock.
I can't wait to look back on these in like 5 years or
Oh
so.
yeah.
Like
And
it'll be
laugh.
so
like,
cool.
Shut up, Maggie.
That's me, guys. That's me. They're talking about me.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, if that's it from all of you guys, I'll give my little spiel and we'll cut it. So, yeah, this is the last time. Yeah, do Cry to River and drown the whole world. Hopefully, no one does that here. This is the last time that we're gonna have you guys on as students, and that's weird. I think just going back to the sort of what Thon means conversation, for so long, Thon, the meaning of Thon has had you guys entangled in it for me, being that role model. I think Morgan put it extremely well. You guys have been role models, you've been friends, and at the end of the day, you still will be. So it's gonna be super weird not having you, but we're not just Morgan and I. Everyone else is prepared to sort of take what you've given us and run with it, and lead with one hand forward, but also one back, the same way you did for us. Um, so thank you so much for all you've done. You really don't know how much of an impact you've had on not just me, but everyone else. So take that and be proud of it, because you should be. Um, and with that, that's all we got for you guys this week. So thank you all so much for listening. Um, it's been a pleasure. It's been an awesome year. Who knows how many more episodes we'll have this year before we cut it and move till next, but we'll figure something out. Bit of a somber note to end on, but look forward to more Thons, because we got those coming up. Right? I mean, no one knows what next year's going to be. That is the official statement from the EC, which I have asked. They don't know, and neither do we. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if you know or you don't, because, as we said, Thon's more than just a weekend. Thon's a feeling. Thon is an experience, and Thon is a state of mind. And we'll leave you with that. Morgan is raising her hand, so go ahead real quick. What's up?
One final thing to say, I've never said it on this podcast. Maggie was my official big my freshman year.
Yeah, kind of hurt every time you would talk about how much you loved everyone else, but it's fine. It's like, whatever. I tried my best.
No. I did not claim them as, well, I claimed them as my fake bigs, but that was not me who went around saying or proclaiming that. But
Kylie
have a
Whitehead,
lot of
I'm coming
great
for
bigs.
you.
And Maggie was a great big, and this is
Thank
her final piece out. And Carson and Sabrina, you guys can also be my bigs in fake life.
I think Sabrina was
No.
my unofficial official big.
That is true.
Don't cry.
Were you actually his big?
I held it together. I
Yeah, I'm
did good.
proud of
I'm
you.
proud.
No, my bigs were Ben Resnick, who rest in peace. And no, I'm just kidding. He's not dead.
He is not dead.
Yeah, he's just been off
He's
doing.
so man.
He's such a sweet kid. Honestly, I still talk to him. He's a great guy. He's just no longer in heel. And then
declared dead.
yeah, because he's dead. And then Brittany Merrigan, who graduated. So yeah, but all right. Good. We joked and then ended on a happy note. So that's all we got. Thanks for listening for all this time, and continue to listen because I talk a lot and someone has to listen or else it's all wasted. So until next week, keep on dancing.
Bye.